So I had a new love in my life. Hard work does pay off. Every year, I've been able to meet my goals and exceed them. I'm just like, ow, I can't hear that. And I think he's hot. Success, it doesn't come by itself.
Time for more Lorie Valdez magic. She's bringing the tools, the habits, and the mindset that keep her winning everywhere she goes. This is Verdicts Vogue with Cristina Perez.
What advice you give to either someone who's looking to get into the marketing space or someone who is just having difficulty growing that part of the business, or it's not happening yet?
So for me, faith is everything. So, faith has walked along me through this journey. And I just say, hey, I'm a strong and firm believer on, having your declarations of faith, knowing what you want. It's not going to come to you. You need to go to it. Something else I always reflect on is hey, what do you want in the future? And what are you doing for it now? So you just have to keep grinding, keep pushing forth, and it will happen.
And so one of, that you impressed me, and one of the main things that impresses me is your grind, your ability to just get things done and the way you do it. You're also very organized about everything that you do, because on events like the Christmas parade, I've already gotten a text message in August saying, hey, just reminder, we're going to be in a Christmas parade this year. Let's do this. Is that one of the tools that you use to follow up, touch people, connect? Is that something that you find important?
Yes. I feel it's all part of the vision. And I think I believe it all goes back to, this is my plan and I have to, hit A, B, and C to get there. So it does have to be all in the beginning of the year in January. I put a plan together, and this is, in the beginning of 2025, this is what my plan is, and these are my goals. And I have to, before the end of 2025, this is where I have to be.
Really?
And, I feel very blessed that every year I've been able to meet my goals and exceed them when it comes to business.
I love that.
I'm
love that for you. That's
grateful for that.
You also mentioned faith. And so we
Yes.
have that in common, because I know you're a
Right.
woman of faith. I am
Mhm.
a woman of faith. How has faith helped you in just your everyday life, professionally and personally?
Without faith, I wouldn't be here. So, I am very, very grateful. And this goes back to my dad because, he kind of instilled this, hey, my dad was a minister. So his big thing was not hey, you have to go to church every Sunday. And, he would say, get a scripture and how do you apply it in your life? So that's what I learned. And that's how, I use the word of God for my everyday life. And it's applying it to your life, not just knowing it. So, you get a scripture, what does this mean? And how do I apply it?
Now, when your dad had the radio,
Mhm.
the radio station or the radio gig that he was doing, was that also religious?
Yes,
Okay.
it's always been Christian, non-denominational. And so for me, it was actually easy because it's something that I grew up around. Just, making declarations of faith, speaking in faith, not speaking negative. So when someone speaks really negative, I'm just like, ow, I can't hear that. No, don't say that, because there is power in the tongue. There is 100%.
Oh, I agree.
So my faith is everything. And I'm forever grateful for that. Also, my husband, me knowing that he's home and he supports me and what I do is huge. So husbands, if you're listening, support your wives. And that means the world to me. I just need to know that he's there and he's supporting me. I share things, with him, and he gives me advice. And, that's always what I want. Kind of that, I don't know, I think you did laugh at this meme that I shared, how hard it is being a woman, because we want the attention, but we also want to be left alone. But I want you to hear me. But, like it has to be my way.
So our husbands know each other, and
Yes.
and I think they get along very well because of the fact that they let us do. They watch. They
Right.
keep us out. I mean, they keep us out of trouble. They watch us. They support us. But then they're like the silent, strong type
Right.
that keep us together, right? I know my husband keeps the wheels on our bus, right? Like he's the one that keeps those wheels on because he handles that. And if I ever feel I need help or assistance, he'll be the first person to help or
Right.
provide me support. But he also knows that I need to feel as if I'm independent and can do everything on my own, right? Even though I may not really be there because he's always there to catch me.
That's right.
So,
So I guess we are firm believers that opposites do attract.
well, yeah, we are
Right?
both very opposite from our spouses.
Yes. So it works
And you and Freddie have been married for how many years
for
now?
25 years.
25 years. When's your
Yes.
26th wedding anniversary?
In May.
In May.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
26 years, and we have my son will be 20 next month.
I can't believe
So I know time sure does fly, and then back to that, I'm asked constantly, like, how is it that you've been able to, stay married this long, and what is the key, and what is the secret? And it comes back to our common ground, which is God, which is our, solid and firm foundation. And I know that when I mess up or he messes up, like we know who to go to, and then we just work together. It's not easy. Some days I wake up and I love him to pieces,
that.
and some days I wake up and I'm like, don't talk to me. But that's
But
life.
that's how you make the
Yes.
25 years go, right?
Yes.
So you
And-
can't, because no one's perfect.
Correct.
Oh.
Yes. And then you just remember, like, the pact that you made. But it does take two, and I'm grateful for that as well. That
And I know that
we
he's
share our
currently
faith.
in retirement.
Yes.
So he's in retirement. Is he enjoying retirement yet?
Not yet.
How does he deal with all of the parties? Because that's something that Chris, my husband, and Freddie, your husband, have in common. They would be fine not ever going to a personal injury related party. How is he now getting used to it yet? Or
He is. He's a lot better. At first, it was torture for him. But he's a lot better. He's made a lot of friends.
and he's a cool cat. He's very cool.
I think so too. And I think he's hot. So that helps. But yes, he's learning.
Yeah.
It did not come easy, but it's a lot better.
And so for those, what advice would you give? Because I know people ask you all the time, how is it that you make it last? I know you said, well, putting God first and then going to him for issues. But what advice would you give to someone who is married to someone of different personalities that have to be, that are always in the public eye?
Mhm.
Because, I mean, really, everyone's always watching what you do.
So it's all based on trust, right? I know sometimes I think, like, if my husband had my job, would I be okay with it? I don't think so. But, it comes back to trust and how you carry yourself.
Sure.
Am I answering your question?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Yes.
I understand.
I think everyone in the industry knows, that I'm happily married, and that I'm a family woman. I love my son, and I share it often. So.
It's so funny because I travel a lot by myself, and I know I've traveled a couple of places. When we went to the wedding, we all got to the wedding. Freddie was there. My husband hadn't gotten there yet because he was going the next day, and I could see that he automatically was watching it. Like he was trying to protect everyone, like all the other girls that were there on the trip. There, he was like looking to make sure they were all okay.
I think he's like, Cristina went to the bathroom and she didn't say anything. Like she needs to tell someone.
That is one time he actually was not happy with me, and I was like, I just went to the bathroom, and he was like, where were you? I'm like,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
He did get worried. I was like, I will not do that again. I will be more. Sometimes you forget because you're so used to like being on your own. Like when I go it's like I'm so independent that I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Freddie. I'll tell you.
Like, oh, I'm in trouble.
Because it's totally different if my husband's around. When my husband's around, I don't even worry about like what hotel we're staying at because he handles all of that. So it's like I know I'm just going and he'll make sure that I get there. So
Right.
different Cristina. So
Yes.
Cristina with Chris and Cristina by herself, completely different, because Cristina with Chris can rely on Chris to get everything done.
Right. Yes. He just sees it in a different way because also of his, career.
Yes.
So,
And he was a detention officer for
yes.
several years.
Yes. For about 23 and almost 24 years.
Wow.
So yes, he views things completely different.
And
he can walk into a room and he's like already scanned it like
everything?
within 30 seconds.
That is
So
so
sometimes
cool.
I have to remind him like, hey, you're not working. Like, stop. But yeah.
And he's also very serious. So he's
Yes.
very serious, quiet. And I love that. I think that, that's just his personality. And then every once in a while you can get a smile coming from him. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. I don't love that, but because I'm like, I don't know. I just feel you have to look happy all the time.
Not that he doesn't look happy. He's just serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah, I
but-
get it, because my husband always looks mad. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, is he mad? I'm like, no, that's just him.
That's just him. Yeah, I've learned, but it was hard for me because he started, his career after we were already married. So we did go through the whole like, who are you and why do you look upset and how come you don't look happy? And then once he explained everything to me and what, his day would look like, I would understand. There's still times where I'm like, yeah, I don't get it,
Mhm.
but
Well, it's a completely different career.
Yes.
I mean, he's always and he was, the job that he was in required constant,
right,
like, vigilance.
Correct.
And being
Mhm.
of his surroundings.
Yes.
It's not, and it's sometimes the career that we've chosen where we're dealing with people, it's completely different types of people than he's dealing with. So,
yes.
So no, I get it.
Yes, completely different.
Well, the Lorie today, as you sit here today in this chair, tell me 2 things that you could not have imagined 20 years ago when you first started with Stand Up MRI.
Well, one of the things is being the president of business development for Stand Up MRI, and I am on track to become the president, of the company. So I wouldn't have imagined that 20 years back. So that's one thing for sure that I'm super, super grateful.
And you must be super proud of yourself. I mean, that's
I am.
amazing feat.
I'm very proud of my accomplishment because it didn't fall on my lap. I've had to work really hard, but the beauty behind it is, sometimes I'll complain about somebody like, oh, they didn't have to work hard and look at, but now I could reflect and look how much I grew and how much I understand life and now how I can help others. And, I'm raising my son. So all the life lessons that have molded me to what I've become is a blessing.
Sure.
Because I've learned, that success, it doesn't come by itself. You also need people to help you get there. So I'm a strong believer in that. So for sure, me being where I'm at the moment 20 years ago, like I did not imagine it. So I'm very grateful for that. And another thing, that's a good question. Let's see here. Because, I have based, these last 17 years have been like all towards, building this company. But I would say 20 years ago, I was sure I would still be married because, I would like to be, my plan is to be married with my husband forever. But I think also I'm very proud of my son, and where he's at right now. He's at U of A. And just the young man that
Are you an empty nester?
Yes.
Ooh.
And it was good.
So you moved him into U of A?
Yes, I moved him into U of A, and I'm happy and blessed, where he's at in life today.
Is he enjoying his first semester?
He is.
Oh,
He's
good.
enjoying his first,
Good.
second year.
Oh, it's second year
Yes.
already?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness,
So-
time's going by so fast.
Yes.
Is he still with that? He was kind of seeing
Yes, he has a
Oh,
girlfriend.
he has a girlfriend, okay.
Yes, he has a girlfriend. So he's happy and I'm happy.
Good.
Like at first I wasn't sure, like, hey, is this going to be something serious? Like, how do I feel? But I trust him. I trust his heart and I like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've come to the time where I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Okay, there's lightning round questions. Okay, here we go. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Text or call?
Call.
Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Introvert or extrovert?
Extra.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Chips and salsa.
Oh, kind of spicy salsa or medium?
Yes. No. Spicy.
What's your most used emoji?
The blowing kiss emoji.
That's so cute. What's one item you can't travel without?
My phone.
Favorite childhood snack?
Favorite childhood snack? Ice cream.
If you weren't doing what you do now, what would you be doing?
I would probably be working in fashion.
I could see that. I mean,
I love fashion.
yeah, you do. You're my go-to, and I'm like, what should I wear for this thing?
You always look fabulous.
It's because of your help. You've actually even ordered clothes for me.
Thank you.
What's the best thing your parents ever taught you?
God is first.
What do you hope your kids remember most about you, your son?
Same thing. God is first.
What's your favorite memory from childhood?
Disneyland. Disneyland for the first time.
How old were you?
I was 11 years old.
What made it so special?
It was my mom's birthday, and it was my very first time at Disneyland, and I just remember the joy of just being there, with my parents and my two sisters. My two younger brothers weren't born yet, so it was a beautiful day.
Oh. What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done?
Okay, I'm not super adventurous. I'm a chicken, or I just overthink things. But I would say we went to Peru in 2017, and we did the whole Machu Picchu. But as silly as it sounds, just me being, in a train in South America.
You have me surprised.
I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm really doing this. So I think maybe that's like the most adventurous
thing that you've done.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When do you feel the most authentic?
The most authentic would be, that's a good question. Just when I'm having lunch or grabbing dinner with a friend and I could just be myself. Right now, I guess, I'm talking to you. You're asking me questions that have to come from the heart. So I guess.
Okay. Dream dinner guest, alive or passed away, who would be at your table?
Who would be at my table? I don't know. I have to think about that one. I'm happy to say I haven't had anyone like pass away in my family that's super close to me. So it would be, okay, it's going to sound weird, but it would probably be Joyce Myers.
Joyce Myers?
Yes. I've learned a lot through her.
Okay. If you could swap lives with anyone for a day, who would it be?
My husband. I would like to understand him completely.
Oh, I love that. That's a great answer.
Yes.
Last question. What does success look like 10 years from now for you?
For me, it would be, running the company, fully president of Stand Up MRI and in other states.
Is that the goal for the next 10
Yes.
years? And so I'm hearing that you mentioned that you are moving or going towards president of the company,
Correct.
not only of the development portion of it.
Right.
Okay. Wow. Look at
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Here's to you. Well, thank you for
Thank
joining me.
you. This was
Cheers.
fabulous.
Thanks for being here.
It wasn't so hard. I was so worried. But thank you for making it easy. And, thank you for, giving me this platform just to share a little bit about myself.
Oh, I'm so happy you were here.
Thank you.
You. And everyone, till next time.